So what is psychological safety? So here's the definition. Being able to show and employ one's self without fear of negative consequences. And what consequences? Of self-image, status, career, etc. Then here's another definition. It comes from Dr. Amy Edmondson. She's the pioneer in psychological safety research, and we'll discuss some of her research and findings later in the session today. But this is her definition: a shared belief held by team members that the team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. What does it mean? Well, can I be myself on this team, or do I have to hold back? And what does it mean to be myself? So am I comfortable asking maybe silly questions, expressing my opinions freely, share my half-formed ideas, no, not a ultimate final PowerPoint presentation, but thinking out loud? Can I easily admit if I made a mistake? And can I share an honest feedback with a colleague? And can I do all of these things without the fear of being embarrassed, ridiculed, rejected, blamed, singled out, or punished? Now, if I can do this on my team, that means then there is a high level of psychological safety because people feel okay to take interpersonal risks. So here's another little poll, and before I launch the poll, I'm going to explain the answers or what you are going to vote on. So have you experienced any of this at work? You avoid sharing honest feedback with senior team member because you worry that it may upset her. So as we all know, honest feedback is difficult, especially if you are going to give it to someone senior who you know gets upset very easily. Second is, have you been in a meeting where no one talked about, quote unquote, the elephant in the room? So what is the elephant in the room? A major problem, a controversial issue, which everyone knows about it, but it is not a subject of the meeting in the discussion. We beat around the bush, talk about everything else except for the elephant in the room. Here's another one. You don't know something, but you don't ask because you don't want to look ignorant. So let's say your team members are talking about an acronym, let's say CPT, and they are saying we should increase CPT. Other guy says, yeah, we can increase CPT like this or like that. So you have no idea what it means. So you make a mental note to Google it and look it up later, but you are uncomfortable asking others because everyone else seems to be knowing what that means. Next one. You avoid disagreeing with team decisions as you don't want to be labeled at work like he is disruptive, she is not a team player. Has it happened to you? You have gone with the flow? And finally, have you been part of a meeting after the meeting? So where does the meeting after the meeting happen? Around the water cooler, around the lunchroom, around the hallways, and you become the Monday morning quarterback questioning every decision that was taken in the meeting, but you didn't discuss in the meeting because you didn't feel comfortable. Yeah. So let me go ahead and launch this poll, and this is a simple yes/no poll. So if you have experienced this at work, then you can go ahead and say yes, otherwise no. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the polling. Okay, great. So I'm going to end the polling and I will go ahead and share the results. Can you guys see the results? Okay, so we'll go one by one. You avoid sharing honest feedback, almost 44%. In a meeting where no one talked about the elephant in the room, 84%. Great. You don't ask because you don't want to look ignorant, 64%, correct? And avoid disagreeing because you don't want to be labeled at work, that is 60%. Yeah. And then the final question, have you been part of meeting after the meeting? 72% of the people said yes. So I'm going to stop sharing the results and we can move on.